I'm Natalie Savona, mum, author and food expert. I'm passionate about how we can eat healthily, save money and be more thoughtful about where our food comes from. I'll be meeting the people pioneering new ways food can be grown, sold and eaten. Putting people before profit and creating a more responsible food system. These are the Food Rebels. I'm in the kitchen at local food links in West Dorset. In a few hours' time, 1,000 school meals will be made in this kitchen and sent off to primary schools around the county. Now, 90% of the ingredients in those meals is sourced within Dorset, and I'll be finding out where some of them come from.
How I'm lucky to call you mine. Oh, I don't forget.
Caroline, hello.
Hi, Ashley.
Natalie.
Come on in.
Nice to meet you, thank you. So first of all, introduce me to local food links.
Okay, so we started about 9 years ago, and it was quite revolutionary in Dorset because Dorset hadn't had hot school meals for about 25 years. So there's a whole generation of people in Dorset who've never had a hot school meal. So everybody took a packed lunch every single day. Our founder decided to experiment with a hot soup lunch at Bridport Primary School, just to see what the children thought, and it was an absolute runaway success. So it was literally a bowl of vegetable soup served with a little wholemeal roll for us, and they had either a piece of fruit or something like a flapjack that we made. And then all the schools said we'd all like to do that, and it was only 1 day a week, and then 2 days a week, and then 5 days a week into 8 primary schools.
Goodness
and it's
me.
just grown from there.
And where did the ethos come from? Because you're not just churning out food.
Using local ingredients is definitely what's the most important to us. The quality of the food is really important to us. Everything is cooked from fresh. If you've made every meal, you know exactly what's in that food. And because everything is made from fresh, it tastes good. We always say that all our meals are made with love, and I think it shows. So the food quality is there.
Local Food Link's approach to school meals stands in complete contrast to the industrial scale caterers that supply schools with frozen ready meals hundreds of miles from where they're made. Now working with over 30 schools across Dorset, Local Food Links prepares fresh meals every day and delivers them to schools just a short distance away. They're proving that this alternative local approach is better for everyone involved, from the local suppliers to the schools. But most of all, the children, who now have access to a nutritious, fresh hot meal every day. So run me through the plan for today, please.
So we're going to go to the Punch and Judy Bakery. We've been working with them for 9 years, and the government has said that every child must have bread and water supplied with every meal. So we use our local bakery. They're really fantastic. They make a brown loaf especially for us. Then we're going to go to Washingpool Farm Shop. They produce lots of their own veg, as well as buying in other produce. And then we will go back to our kitchen, and you're going to help cook some meals, about 1,000. And then after that, we're going to go to St Catherine's Catholic School in Bridport and meet some of the children.
Excellent, we better get going.
Let's go.
Local Food Links also differs from the industrial scale contract caterers in their dedication to using high quality produce from local suppliers. They get the pick of the freshest, tastiest and most nutritious food available in the region, and wherever possible they buy from a local supplier to support the local economy.
So come and meet one of my favourite suppliers. This is Steve Lawrence from the Punch and Judy Bakery.
Good to see you again.
Hi Steve, this is
Steve.
Natalie.
Hi.
Hi, nice to
nice
meet
to meet you.
So Steve supplies all of the bread that we have with our school meals. The children get, it's a wholemeal loaf, isn't it Steve?
It's actually brown.
Brown, it's a brown loaf, and the children have half a slice with their lunch. It's put on the plate.
So it must be good bread.
I hope
Very
so.
good
Properly
bread.
made.
Properly made.
Have you got a loaf?
It's real bread.
Yeah,
Real
bread. That's the loaf that we supply to the children for their school meals.
And you slice it for us, don't you,
Yes,
Steve?
we do.
So how long have you been supplying the bread for the school?
9 years. Is it that long? Wow. 9 years.
And Steve's been amazing because we have a delivered-in service in Dorset, and sometimes our vans have had problems and broken down, and Steve has always lent us his van to deliver our school meals, which is so kind.
Bread and transport.
It's just being part of the community.
So tell me a bit more about that, because that sounds like, you know, you're lending your vans, which is lovely, but even making the bread for the schools.
Well, I mean, obviously my children go to school and have had school meals, so it was just a way of us getting involved and helping the community along, and knowing that the children were eating real bread at the end of the day.
Yeah, it works really well, and they really love the bread, really do.
Do you find that has a knock-on effect back to your business?
Yes, it does. I mean, you know, we've noticed that the brown bread has increased over a period of time, but the children like the brown, so it's promoted the sales.
I think we're on our way. Finally out to sea, coasting on away.
Hello, Karen. All right. All right.
Nice to see you.
All right.
This is Natalie.
Hi, Simon. Nice to meet you. Hello. Hiya.
So Simon and his family run Washing Pool Farm, where you grow lots of veg
That's right. Yeah.
and supply us on a regular basis with lots of things that you've either grown or that you've sourced for us. And Simon's wife is a governor at his children's school, and because we want to emphasise how local our work with the schools is and that we work in partnership. So we meet termly, and Vicky comes to those meetings, and it's really fantastic because she's able to input from a supplier's point of view if the schools are having issues and saying, you know, a couple of years ago there was a really wet summer and the potatoes just weren't as good as they had been, or they were very starchy, she said.
Yeah, the structure of the potato was different, and also the yields were very, very poor.
Vicky was able to explain, and that was just really fantastic. So you've got people, you know, serving the food, directly speaking to the people who are supplying the food, and, you know, we who are cooking it in between. It's just a really good link. It makes it feel a real sort of proper local partnership.
It really does sound like it's so connected and so genuinely local and community orientated, the whole system.
Yeah, no, it is, isn't it?
That's right. Yeah, and I say my kids enjoying the school meals and that, talking about to their friends, saying, "Oh, I dug these potatoes last week or whatever, or on the weekend," and the whole story follows through, like you say.
And how long have you been supplying local food links?
Must be 10
9
years,
years,
9,
yeah.
10 years, yeah.
So right since the beginning, since we started.
Yeah, so grown quite considerably in that time as well, hasn't it?
Yes,
Yeah.
definitely.
And what do you get out of it as a business being involved in such a local?
It's kind of a pride in dealing with a company with similar ethos to us in terms of trying to source locally and trying to provide a good, healthy meal to kids, really, because I think that's vitally important nowadays. And say my kids enjoy every bit they eat at school, and it's I say being part of that is the main reason, really, and supporting something that's close to our heart. It's nice working with people with passion similar to us as well. Some chefs are not worried where it comes from or whatever, and there's no two-way bonding there, but with like Food Links and the staff in Food Links, there is a passion for what they do, and they enjoy what they do.
It just sounds like this perfect relationship that's got a commercial edge to it. Obviously, you know, everyone's making a living, but actually that's not the driving force. Once you've got those costs all sorted out, there's so much more in the whole process and in the whole relationship. So you're now going to take me back to base, to the kitchen.
We're going to go to the kitchen, you're going to help to cook the meal, and then we're going to go to St Catherine's, and you're going to see the children enjoying the food.
Wow, so from you to them. Thank you. Nice to meet you, Simon. Bye. Join me in part 2 when I don a fetching white coat and matching hat and visit the local Food Links kitchen to make 1,000 fresh school meals. Welcome back to part 2 of Food Rebels. This week I'm in Dorset, finding out how school meals can be done properly. Here at local Food Links, they prepare fresh, healthy meals using local and sustainable produce, delivering a hot, nutritious lunch to thousands of children across the county. I've met the suppliers, and now it's time to get into the kitchen to cook up today's lunch.
Good morning, Natalie. I'm Kathy from Local Food Links.
Nice to meet you.
And you.
Morning, Kathy. Good, thank you.
Morning.
Morning. Hi, nice to meet you.
Hi.
You're coming to help us out today.
Help you out and learn about what you do.
No, this is the sweet and sour which we'll be cooking today, but it's tomorrow's meal. We're just going to load the ovens now for today's meal, which is macaroni cheese.
Okay. So this is for today,
This
macaroni
is
cheese.
the vegetarian option for today, so we're just going to load this into the oven. Yesterday was a roast day, which is quite busy. The numbers are always really high because it was roast beef, Yorkshire puddings yesterday, so the numbers are probably 50% up because all kids like a roast dinner.
Local food links have designed a bespoke online ordering system, enabling parents to order meals directly without having to go through the school. Each day there are 3 different hot meal choices, a meat, vegetarian or jacket potato option, and there are 2 dessert choices, one of which is always fresh fruit.
Parents order online and they have to put the orders in at least a week before, but numbers can fluctuate. Numbers increased by 1 today, so we're obviously going to put an extra sausage in, extra portion of mash, extra portion of veg. But I mean, sometimes it doesn't work. Sometimes the computer system, kids are missed, or parents obviously forget to order sometimes. They ring the school and the school ring up and say, oh, could you do us a favour, put an extra meal on.
That's great because you have so little waste.
Yeah, because literally whatever's ordered is what we do. We just send out, prepare what's ordered. So this end, there's not really a lot of waste.
That's brilliant.
I think we're on our way. Finally out to sea, coasting on away.
But really, it's just all to do with quantities. It's like you're making sweet and sour at home, except you're making 4 portions, you're making 400 portions. So it's just more of everything in a bigger pan. That's where I look at it.
And how would you say that having one of your meals is better than a child taking a packed lunch?
It's home cooked, it's hot, so on a day like this, when it's pretty cold, pretty miserable, they're getting a hot meal in the middle of the day. Concentration levels in the afternoon. Schools have given us feedback that the kids are a lot more alert, a lot more willing to learn, a lot more energy in the afternoon if they have a hot school meal rather than a packed lunch. And also parents can look at the menu, they can click on our online system, see exactly what goes in, ingredients-wise, to all our meals. Whereas a packed lunch, you don't know what's in a processed sausage roll or whatever they're taking in a packed lunch. So.
Okay, so far in here we've got...
We've got the onions, we've got the peppers, the garlic and the ginger, which we're just going to sweat off. And then once that's softened down, we'll put the chicken in, and then the rest of the ingredients go in as well.
How do you think your food compares to school dinners that are made on a much more industrialised scale and industrialised ways?
Probably choice. We offer a wider choice. I know my nephews and nieces who live in South Wales have hot meals up there, and they're basically just offered a jack potato or a baguette every day, and that's it. That's the choice. Yeah. So if you don't like jack potatoes and you don't like baguettes, then it's a packed lunch, isn't it? Whereas we offer 3 choices every day.
And like you say, it's exactly what you cook at home.
Yes,
just
it is. Yeah, it's freshly prepared. Yeah, just bigger portions.
Wow, that's amazing. Okay. I mean, I've never seen an industrial kitchen, so a kitchen that would be cooking, you know, what they call sweet and sour, but for 2,000
It would be huge. They'd probably have something like this, but probably 10 times as big, and it would come on a conveyor belt and forklifts, and they'd be tipping, you know, stuff in. It'd all be mechanised, coming conveyor belts. It basically just gets to individual trays as it comes along, and then blast chilled. Most of their food comes frozen. The big suppliers, and they just regen it when it gets to the kitchens.
How satisfying.
Yeah, it is.
This is St. Catherine's.
So yeah, so there's...
Yeah, we know because all the tins have got
where
stickers.
we're going for lunch today, those sausages, and the big one underneath.
That's right, yeah.
How I'm lucky to call you mine. Oh, I don't forget.
So tell me about working for this as a social enterprise compared to working for somewhere much more commercial.
It's just a lot friendlier place to work. We've got a really good team here. Everyone seems to get on. The management team upstairs are really understanding what goes on down here. If we need a bit of a hand, they come down and give us a hand. If we need to at Christmas, peeling Brussels sprouts or doing whatever, sausages, making stuffing, that sort of stuff, they'll come down and pitch in. Yeah.
So it sounds like a real sort of everyone's working towards this common good, and it feels good.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, we're all sort of trying to do, at the end of the day, we've got to feed the kids. So that's what it's all about, is putting meals on plates and making it happen, really. You come away at the end of the day thinking, yeah, I really feel good today. We've done something, accomplished something. And it's more like working with family than sort of colleagues, really. You all come in and we all get on, we have a bit of a laugh and a bit of a joke.
So this one's for St Catherine's?
Yeah, that's right.
Okay.
Into the menu on the left.
Okay.
It's the last of it, guys, okay?
Okay.
Well, welcome to St Catherine's and our lunchtime service.
Oh, it all looks lovely.
I think we're just about to come in reception now. I think they're ready.
Okay, well,
yeah,
get my
coat
coat
off. Yeah, pop it out.
And
yes.
Get stuck in. So it looks to me, looking around here, that there are only, 3 children who aren't having the hot meal?
They do have a fantastic take-up at St Catherine's, and it's because everybody sits together and even a packed lunch will be decanted onto a plate so that everybody sits and has a proper meal experience. I mean, they do it exceptionally well at this school, and for that reason, nearly everybody has decided to have a hot meal and join in with everybody else, and it's really nice. It's lovely.
Hello.
Hi, do you want to take part in dishing up or serving?
Go on then, yes, give me a job. Maybe.
Yeah, thank you. Right, okay. Hi. See, that's it. Would you like that? Are you okay? Right, okay. The plates are cleared and their puddings are brought out.
I'm just absolutely astounded. You've got just such a lovely thing going. How many children have we got in here?
About 90.
90 children sitting down, sharing a good hot meal at lunchtime at school.
It's amazing, isn't it? It's so important.
And why do you think it's so important?
I think for a lot of children, it may be the only opportunity they have to sit at a table and talk and eat collectively, and actually to have some really good home cooked food, because it is all home cooked, which is using local ingredients. So.
And what do you think the knock-on effect is of that?
I think they're calmer in the afternoon. They're sort of ready to learn. They don't have that dip. They have a bit of blast of fresh air after this, and then ready to do some great learning this afternoon.
And did you notice a big change when the free school meals came in terms of how many children were eating the hot meal?
Yes, I think because we said that we wanted all children to have it, we met with parents and explained why we felt it was important. And some parents were a bit anxious, oh, they don't eat this and they don't eat that. And I said, well, actually, you'll find when they're collectively with their peers, they will eat it. So hopefully it might begin to change some eating habits. Today we've got Catherine wheel biscuits as it's bonfire day.
Of course, I was going to say, what's the dessert?
Yeah.
Those look delicious.
So they're all homemade. Yeah.
It's so impressive, that kitchen where they're making all of this.
Yes.
Running like clockwork, all super homemade. I mean, it's just incredible making it on this sort of scale.
Yeah, and transporting it out to a very rural region. Yeah. I mean, we're fortunate, in fact, I think we're probably one of the nearest schools to the kitchen, but even if you go a little further out there, yeah.
So you must get a really good feeling being in here at lunchtime.
It's lovely. Actually, it's very, it's pleasurable.
Yeah.
One of the nicer bits of the day.
Yeah. Hiding it. You've got to get a bit clever at hiding your bowl.
Children now are used to eating a proper hot meal. They get a good choice. The food is good. And I think they genuinely are enjoying it. They loved the biscuits, didn't they?
Yes, they really did. There wasn't a single crumb left of that. But in terms of their sharing, sitting there, all chatty.
I know, it's really nice. I think it's such a nice part of the school day, and it's got to be seen as part of the day. And I think it's when they can all relax and get to know each other, and it's nice. They don't feel rushed here. They had plenty of time. So that is really important.
And I do think it has to be led, you have to want to do it as a school.
Absolutely.
I think it's quite critical. It's important to sit and eat, and it shouldn't be something that you pick up on the go, a sandwich walking down the street or a cup of coffee in one hand and a sandwich. It's important to actually to nourish your body, because if you nourish your body, you nourish your brain, you nourish your whole being, don't you?
So if a child is at a school that really promotes, the good meal at lunchtime, it makes it easier for everybody to sit together, not just those that need it, but for everybody. It completely takes away any stigma if everybody sees the value of having a good meal together at lunchtime.
The feedback from this school and many others has been loud and clear. These students are better behaved, calmer and concentrate more after they've had a nutritious, cooked lunch. What makes local food links unique in this industry is that they are not driven by profit, but by a desire to provide children with fresh, healthy, locally sourced food, and they're constantly working with the school's parents and pupils to meet their needs. Perhaps if the local food links model were to be rolled out nationwide, future generations of school children would learn more and be healthier and happier. Next week on Food Rebels, we explore Dartington Hall in Devon, a hub of forward-thinking farming.